that because I wouldn't do that myself. So in our case, you and I, we don't really mind about that.
So fixed mindset, finding excuses that will enable you not to take action for future things, for your projects, for your life, etc.
Embrace the failures and just start over, as Mo mentioned very nicely, and look at where you want to go and which mindset you would like to have in the future.
Let's go to the next one. So I'm very quick at embracing failure, and I never feel sorry for myself. Hello everyone, it's a beautiful day to be alive. In today's episode, Make Take Work, we are going to uncover the beauty of fixed versus growth mindset. Before we get started, how are you doing, Steve?
I'm doing very well and very excited about talking about these things because I'm always trying to improve my mindset. And I think mindset is, as we're going to talk today, is very important to be successful in anything in your life, personal and professional.
Absolutely, Steve. And before we get started, because I know this is a topic that is quite discussed or quite perhaps talked about in many, let's say, online discussions and online social media places. And I would love to get your input. What is a very simple, easy definition of mindset, Steve? And according to you, what makes a mindset something that is strong for small business owners?
Yeah, it's the simple definition that I can express today for our listeners and the audience is the way you think about yourself.
Mm,
Simple as that. The way you think about yourself. And I think just with that, we can really see that if we think we are losers, we're going to be
mm.
losers. If you think we are winners, we're going to feel winners. So I want to be esoteric here, but what we believe we are, usually, this is what we are. So in terms of being positive, I've read many times that being positive, which is a good the mindset overall, the
Mhm.
people are living longer, example. The people are more successful. The people are happier in general because they are positive. So their mindset is great about that. So you can already think about if you think about yourself not being strong, not being nice, not being performant. I mean, you'll be like that and you will send that vibe to the people surrounding you one way
Mm,
or the other, whatever you believe. Overall, people will feel it and if they feel it, they won't want to be with you. If they're not with you,
mm.
you won't learn. You won't be on top of the list. And the people can, I don't know, different things without you or against you. So all these things are kind of attached together in my mind. So I'm going to stop there for what is the mindset because I know we'll deep dive in the two big types of mindsets. But perhaps you more would you like to add something on my own definition, my perception of it?
Yes, Steve, I would like to share with our audience just a little bit because maybe a story, because I believe a story is always something that is interesting in a discussion like this one. So I believe in today's world, especially in today's competitive world, having a strong mindset, so a strong belief that you can do a lot is very much appreciated in the marketplace. Because if you are an individual who believes that they can learn, they can grow, they can do so many things, you attract positive energy, you attract positive people around your life. And even in a discussion, I remember if you are sitting in a discussion with an individual and that individual is like, oh, I believe it's going to be difficult, this task is going to be difficult, this job is going to be difficult, this project is going to be difficult, it creates a sense of being defeated, not being able to do things. And I have this expression that I used to say every day, and I always say, it's a beautiful day to be alive because every day is a gift. It's a beautiful gift that we are living in. Nothing is for granted. So every day I wake up and the first thing that I say, it's a beautiful day to be alive because we're alive. We're here. We are talking. We are human beings. We are communicating. It's fascinating. The human experience itself is very fascinating. So if that gratitude is there, everything else is for the taking. And yes, Steve, so it's just a mindset, as you said, it's just the way that you perhaps perceive yourself as an individual, and it's a muscle. It's something that you can work on. It's something that you can grow. It's something that you can learn. It's something that you can do research about. So I am a believer from a very young age that personality is something that we can shape with good education, with good readings, with good podcasts, with good communication, with good people around you. So clean up your perhaps environment, make sure that you have the best people around you, and make sure that every time that you have a conversation with an individual, that person would be, wow, Steve is interesting. Steve is very positive. Steve is, as you said, Steve, you're attracting people. They want to do business with you. They want to talk to you. They want to be part of your, let's say, group community. Why? Because of that energy, because of that positivity, because of that attitude that says everything is going to be all right.
So let's talk about the two, would say, types of mindsets to keep it simple, only for two. So
Mhm,
this is the topic of our podcast today. So the growth mindset and the fixed mindset. So if I
oui.
could start with the fixed mindset first, and obviously I'd like to get your take on it as well. So the fixed mindset, if we go back to the definition of mindset we just talked about, is what
Mhm,
do you think about yourself? So having a fixed mindset is really about seeing that the things cannot change, that you as an individual cannot change. For example, what you know today is what you know. You don't want to learn new things. You're good with that. And you don't believe that is going to make a difference if you
mhm,
learn something. If you have the mindset of saying, okay, I do my best, I did my best, and there is nothing I can improve. I mean,
mm.
this is a fixed mindset. And we can talk about what are the drawbacks of thinking this way. So that would be the simplest, I would say, definition from me. So what's your definition of a fixed mindset, Mo? And I would like you to keep going with the growth mindset to make sure that you're not passing second all the time. So it's up to you now.
Absolutely, absolutely, Steve. So let's start with a quick definition of fixed mindset. So fixed mindset is pretty much the idea that you believe that everything is fixed, everything is limited, everything is your life is perhaps limited by your circumstances, your environment, your upbringings, your education, who you are, your personality. So you're trying to find around yourself excuses not to take action for things that you want to do in your life. So and we human beings, obviously, we want to adapt, we want to learn, we want to grow, but at the same time, we want to protect our brains from challenges. So the best way to do that, so many people they would just say, "Oh, I didn't have a degree in that topic." Oh, I normally I don't work good in the morning. Normally, I'm not a social person. Normally, I'm not this. Normally, I'm not this. No. So they start normalizing these beliefs in their mind in order to create a perceived idea about who they are, because that's a excuse mechanism not to take action. So fixed mindset, finding excuses that will enable you not to take action for future things, for your project, for your life, etc. On the other hand, if we speak about the other side of the coin, which is a growth mindset, is the belief that anything is possible if you put in the hours. Put in the hours, put in the hours, put in the hours, work, work, focus, work, learn, work, work. And trust me, Steve, this is the best mindset to have in today's world. Why? Because if you have a growth mindset, your beliefs, your limitations, your accomplishments are only limited by your dreams, by what you can perceive to be doable, by what you can perceive to be achieved in your current environment. And this is something that when it clicks in my mind, it enabled me to achieve so many things. So anytime that there is a new project I'm working on, there is a new challenge I'm working on, there is a new, let's say, run, 10K, 20K, 15K run, I always, maybe it's a good idea to go back 10 years ago. So uh, 10 years from now might be my first run. So I remember I was super young. My father comes in and he's like, hey, this is a Saturday. Would you like to join me for a 10K run? I'm young. My father currently he was in his 50s. So I was like, my father, he's 50. I'm in my 20s. It's going to be easy. For a 10K run, I have so much energy. Let's see what it goes. I went still for a run for the first 2K. I was out of breath. My energy was, I was out, my brother. I was like, whoa. This is a lot. And my father was going. He was going. He was focused. He was going. He was so in shape, and I was so impressed. And after that day, I was so defeated. I was running is not for me. That was my expression. That was my statement to my siblings, to my family, to my cousins, to my friends, to people with me in school, to everybody that I knew. Oh, no, 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 running is not mine. No, no, it's not for me. It's something that other people do. It's not for me. The next weekend, my father comes in again and he was like, last week, you did not do a very good job. Do you want to join me? I was like, no, I don't want to join you. And he pretty much said the following, and this changed my life. So this is it. This is all you got. This is all what you can offer in terms of running, athleticism. This is your youth. He just motivated me. He used like this amazing motivation in order to motivate me, to get me to go with him. And I was like, all right, I will try again. And that time I added a little bit of the distance to it. And during that change, Steve, just that 500 meters that I added the next weekend, it unlocked something in my brain. I was like, wow. So if you run in a consistent manner and you train right, you can actually grow the distance that you can run in a given individual, in a given scenario, in a given situation, which means in life, if you work hard, you can accomplish more. That's it. 1 + 1 = 2. So that event, that weekend was the day that I discovered the power of a growth mindset, which means put in the hours, focus, clean up your act, clean up your life, make sure that your environment is positive, learn, learn. Everything can be learned. Everything can be. I am a huge believer, Steve, in learning to do things. You're not a programmer, you can learn it. You're not, let's say, an engineer, you can learn to be an engineer. What separates, or perhaps what makes the human experience so beautiful? I love human beings. Why? Because we can learn anything. Just with the right time, right investment, invest the hours, you can learn. Even if you don't have any experience in a topic, you can learn it. You can take your time. You can learn a new language. You can learn a new skill. And that's what a growth mindset is. The ability to grow, to learn, to adapt, to believe that with the right hard work, because I totally believe, Steve, in hard work and dedication, putting in the hours. I'm not saying take shortcuts and hope for the best and maybe it will work. I'm speaking, put in the hours.
Okay,
Head
Mo,
down,
you
focus.
said so.
That's it. Yep.
Sorry to interrupt you, but you said so many things. I should have taken like a list of things to talk about all of them.
No worries.
So I'm going to try to go backwards. On the last one you said, I interrupted you because I didn't want to forget what I have to say.
No
The
worries.
um, the thing is, since I'm a teenager, since I realized that like we can do everything we want, as you just said, I said to many people and most importantly to myself, give me 3 months and I can become better than 80% of the people.
Wow.
It could be in a sport,
Wow.
it could be in something. I mean, 3 months, totally focused, as you said, hard work, focusing on that, like almost like being obsessive about it, obsessional about it. And from that, you can be so good so quickly and be real focused. And sometimes when I want to learn something, this is pretty much what I do. I cannot spend like 3 months like I was each time, but I'm focusing and reading in the morning, reading at night, reading when I'm running, or listening when I'm running, and all these things, and get informed. And I'm learning so quickly by putting my brain fully into it. That's amazing. So in terms of the growth mindset, I'm reading a lot of books. So my books are kind of my mentors on different topics, and I'm taking pieces of that. So for me, this is very important. And one other thing I was thinking while you were uh, talking about all these great things is, I think that our audience, if they are watching, listening to this podcast, they are people with a growth mindset. Is
Absolutely.
what I would do as an assumption, especially if they are still watching at 12, 15 minutes overall. So it's something that they want to learn because these days with YouTube is like the biggest free university in the world, and it is free. So you can learn so much. So it's kind of a bit, I would say, a shame that the people are not using that. The fixed mindset are not using it because the people with the growth mindset are dominating the world. They are successful. They are doing better than average for sure. So this is very, very important. And another thing I'd like to add is sometimes, even if we have a growth mindset, we can say, and we have some aspiration, we have some dreams, and we realize I'm feeling I'm not moving well. I'm not doing enough. Example, even if you are, you don't feel that you are moving enough. But
Mm,
one way that I like to share with other people is if you just can stop in your brain and you just turn over in your brain, you look at, okay, what did I do in the last 3 months? What did I do in the last 6 months? And you
mm,
realize that, holy shit, I done quite some good work or good progress in whatever you want. And from that, you can realize, okay, I did that in the last year. Even if when I look forward again, I said, there is a lot of work to do. That's going to be too much for me or for my team or whatever. No, look back and say, we accomplished so many things in the past. Why we cannot do the same or even better for the same period of time? So
mhm,
that's the way I think sometimes when we feel we don't move fast enough or don't progress enough, because growth mindsets, we think this way, it's never enough. So that's my way of like a quick trick to say, no, no, I mean, keep moving forward because in 1 year, in 3 months, it's going to be awesome progress that you would have accomplished.
nice. I'm so in the same perhaps place with you, Steve. I believe what you shared with the audience is amazing, and I share that with you 100%. And perhaps a quick tip that I would add to what you shared, Steve, is embrace feedback, embrace criticism. So there is a technique, a strategy that I do at the end of every year. Everybody that I know, every close friend that I have, family member that I have, business collaborator that I have, I go and I reach out to them directly and I say the following: what is something that you think I should work on? Be open, be honest. I'm totally with you. And please make sure it's frank, it's direct to the point, no sugarcoating. Just say it to me like it is. I love Steve. I love feedback. For me, feedback is the most powerful tool in the world for an individual. And I learned this from my father as well. He told me if an individual will take time from their day to give you an advice, that person cares about you. That person really thinks that you're valuable in their life, for example. So feedback, advice, any advice, and if you take it, assess it, see if it makes sense to you. Yeah, what's the feedback? Oh, XYZ, perfect. Okay, let me assess it. Let me take it in my brain, analyze it, write it down, come back to it. Feedback for me, I think, being so perhaps for fixed mindset individuals, sometimes I notice they are defensive about feedback. They're like, I don't think so. They don't want to learn what they can work on because they're already comfortable with who they are in a bad way. But growth mindset people, what do you think I should work on? What do you think I should change? What's something that I can improve? Because the audience, the marketplace, the people around you, they see you for who you are. They know your flaws. They know your good side, the bad side, what you can do, what you can provide. Even in business, your clients, they know you did this good. You need to work on this one. And I do this with all my clients as well. I'm like, we worked on this project together. What's something that you think I missed? What's something that you think I can do better? What's something that you think I should work or focus on? If we go back in the past and work on the projects again, what would you have wanted me to do? So these questions are so powerful because having that perspective, speaking the unspoken is something that would enable us to grow. And I love that, Steve, and it enabled me to grow so much. And perhaps this is a great opportunity for me to ask you, Steve, my brother, what is or what do you how do you deal with feedback as an individual, as a business owner?
I mean, I love feedback. I love feedback.
Oh,
I think that having the growth mindset is that's a treat of it because I mean you want to progress, you want to listen, and when we get feedback, it's only the tip of the iceberg. So basically, the people that are courageous enough to give us good feedback and constructive feedback, we need to take it. Sometimes it's not perfect. I mean, it's not 100% because we need to be to use our own judgment to make sure that these people are not trying to I would push us down. But
mm,
overall, feedback. I mean, if you have a great friends around you, uh, that can be great. But at the same time, on the side of the friends, they want to protect us, our friends. So sometimes,
mm.
example, we're doing a podcast here, so we're putting ourselves in the game, and we have our faces in the public, so we can make mistakes. People can hate us. So some friends can say, why are you doing that? Because I wouldn't do that myself. So in our case, you and I, we don't really mind about that. So feedback
Absolutely.
is great. And I'd like to bring a tip as well to our listeners. But before giving that tip or sharing that tip is one thing that goes hand in hand for me is growth mindset and dreaming and playing the long game.
Mhm,
These three concepts or ways of thinking are tied together in my mind, in a sense that if you have a growth mindset, you can think the long term, like playing the long game. And if
mhm,
you are dreaming, people are dreaming without execution. So this is where my tip will be about, what my tip will be
mhm,
about, where you need to dream or you need to execute. But playing the long game, what does that mean is you need to think long enough or far enough in time that you still believe you can achieve it, even if today it looks like complex, big, tough to reach, whatever it means. And you
mhm,
know what? The human beings, we are not good at that. We are not good by definition. So this is why the growth mindsets on the planet are less than the fixed mindset, because that's kind of human nature. And again, I won't go there. This is not my expertise, but I read many things about it. And so the way to play the long game, the way to achieve your dream, because we cannot go further than our dreams. You said it. If you dream big, you can reach that. If you dream small, the maximum you can reach is that small dream. So you won't reach
yeah,
a big dream. So in order to get the playing the long game and say, on 3 years, I would like to be in this position or in this financial or professional or being good at a sports or some at a sport or something, you need to look at it 3 years. Okay, say, okay, to be there in 3 years, what should I do to be, where should I be at 1 year? Okay, I need to achieve that as a goal. Be there in 1 year, where should I be in 6 months? And
mm,
after where I should be in 3 months? Where should I be in 1 month, two
mhm,
weeks? And what should I do now to be able
mhm,
to achieve that goal? So there is a book named The One Thing that I read a long, long time ago, maybe 10 years ago. That's pretty much the gist of the book. I don't say don't buy it, but this is what I got from it is a thing on there breaking down to what should I do today. And this way you can play the long game without having to fight against human nature to do it. So, and for some people, that's easy to think, and they believe that we are crazy to dream this way. But hopefully, we can inspire the people with our dreams and bring other fixed mindset to follow us and become growth mindsets. But that's a trick I would like to people to give some try and see if it works for them. It works for me. This is how I work. I write my objectives and my intentions very frequently, just to adapt
wow.
as well.
That's great. That's great, Steve. Perhaps when you were sharing with the audience, Steve, something came to your mind that I would love to pick your brain if you could share, please. What are some practical tips that you could share with entrepreneurs that are currently listening to us on how to switch from a fixed to a growth mindset?
I would say that every time a very simple one, but simple, but not easy. There is a difference between being simple and being easy.
Mhm,
Is if you hear yourself mentioning something negative about yourself, about your
mm,
team, about your company, or even about a competitor, think about it and try to rephrase it in a positive manner, in a positive way, especially when it's about you. Because if you hit yourself with something that I'm good at this, I'm not good at this, I'm not good at that, that could be an issue. That could be an issue over time because you're going to become very weak and very poor at doing that things. But perhaps you don't have that skill. But instead of keeping doing that against you, hire somebody, find somebody to help you with that, or hire that person to do it for you to
mhm,
build your team. So it's kind of, I'm going from fixing yourself to helping your company and trying to give you kind of two tips for that. But yes, you need to be positive. Even in tough moments, you still to look at the positive because that's easy to go down and go south with
mhm,
negativism. So we have to be careful with that. So that's one tip I would tell them. So in your case, do you have any tip, Mo, on your end that could be useful for business owners, entrepreneurs, and whoever is listening to this podcast?
Mhm. Yes, Steve, I actually do. And thank you for sharing. For me, it's embracing failure and moving on quickly. So during my career, during my time as an independent contractor, as a freelancer, I have failed so many times. So many times. And the difference that I saw in my character, uh, perhaps from other individuals that I dealt with, is that when I fail, it takes me 5 minutes to get back to the race. So if I fail, automatically in my brain, it's okay, it's fine. Next, let's go to the next one. So I'm very quick at embracing failure, and I never feel sorry for myself. Oh, this I'm this. Do you see what happened here? The project did not work. This company failed. This individual failed. This situation happened. I just think about everything that happens to my life as a very pragmatic, logical computer scientist. This happened, what can we do? This happened, what can we do? This happened, what can we do? We failed, next, to the next one, to the next one. And by the way, Steve, I learned this in sales. In sales, there is this expression that I love. And I don't know who said it, but that person is a genius. And to that person, thank you so much for sharing this quote. The quote was, when they say no, you say next. So when somebody tells you, so you have an offer, a service, hey, I am developing a product. No, I'm not interested. Thank you. Next. So that ability to quickly switch, to quickly move ahead, move forward. And I believe I give full, perhaps, uh, this came from running for me. I give full responsibility to running. Running is what made me the way that I am today. Because in running, your leg will hurt, your lungs will hurt, you will have hard time breathing. You're not gonna feel good. You're gonna be lightheaded sometimes. You're not gonna feel, and you just keep going, keep moving forward, keep running, keep running, keep running, keep running. Anytime that I go for a run, I always put in front of me the objective. Today, I'm gonna go for 10K. No matter what happens, Steve, I don't care if my knee is killing me, my lungs are killing me, my back is killing me, whatever is happening, I'm willing to do whatever it takes to finish that 10K. No matter what happens. I don't care what happens. And that's the mentality that I have in terms of my goals, in terms of my aspirations, in terms of my objectives. I'm just focused on them. I know I'm going to fail, and I embrace that failure. So anytime that there is a failure, I would advise everyone that is currently listening to us, it's okay. You learned. To the next one. And that's perhaps the most powerful thing that really changed my life as an individual, as a human being, to embrace failures, to not be afraid to fail, to take risks, and see what happens. I always say, let's see what happens. If there is like a difficult problem, let's see what happens. Yeah, it didn't work out. All right, to the next one. And that's amazing. That's amazing.
Great. That's a great story. Great advice, Mo. And on the positive side of this, it's everybody can achieve a growth mindset. Anybody can work on that. So this is very positive. You need to, if you believe I'm talking to the audience here, if they believe that they have a growth, a fixed mindset, it's time to change. Think positively, work on it, make it one step at a time, try different things, embrace the failures and just start over, as Mo mentioned very nicely, and look at where it won't happen overnight, but you'll see huge differences and you'll be happier in general. I know we have this, the podcast is named Make Tech Work, and we are on the side of psychology, but it's all about that. I mean, if you want your project to work, you need to be happy, you need to be strong, you need to be confident, you need to be positive. So think about that, our listeners, and hopefully their growth mindset will come and you'll do great things. I'm convinced.
Absolutely. Absolutely, Steve. And I always say, stay positive, stay focused, and everything will work out. Any situation that you're currently dealing with, it will pass. It will pass. Just stay positive, stay focused. Nothing lasts forever. That's something that I learned in my life. Nothing lasts forever, so just stay positive, stay optimistic, and find good people around you. I believe community is very important. So if you have positive people around you, positive mindset people, positive mentors, they will definitely push you to do better. And I noticed this, when you have good people around you, they always will tell you, hey, what are you doing today? Did you work on this project today? Did you do this today? So they will create that dynamic, productive environment, and you have no choice but to be productive, but to be growing, but to be a growth mindset individual at the end of the day. So stay positive, stay smiling. Life is going to look great. Just focus on yourself, focus on the future, and I wish you all the best.
These very mature words and statements. That's the end of our episode today about growth mindset and fixed mindset. I wish everybody the best to develop their growth mindsets and be successful. So, thank
Absolutely.
you very much, Mo.
Thank you, Steve. And by the way, don't forget to subscribe, share, and hit the like button. Thank you for joining us today. See you very soon.
More interesting stuff to come. Bye, Mo.
Yes. Bye. Bye, Steve.